Hey, hey, hey. What you got to say? Oh, you like that Boston hat, baby? Yeah. Celtics. Celtics. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. That's right. It's Wednesday already. It's crazy. I know. Going by quick. And you know what the best part of Wednesday is? You guys and me together right now. Talking some sports, talking some football, talking some basketball, talking some baseball. Not going to talk any hockey today. Still waiting. My antivirus protection is expired. And now we all know. I hope everybody's having a great week, a great Wednesday. It's almost done, guys. It's almost done. Almost over with. Let's get the music flowing, the background going, everything like you know we like to have it. I downloaded a few extra little clips that I'll be able to play and have fun with during the course of the show. So I'm excited about, as they say, let's get the show going. Let's get things started. Let's make this happen.
I'm gonna fuck you till you die.
Oh, please don't.
Not observing quiet hours? Well, they can just suck my quiet cock.
Yeah, you heard that. I'm going to get it on one of these. I'm looking for it. Like I said, I added some new ones, boys. So you just be patient with me. We got this, all right?
Don't negotiate with terrorists.
Good message to have. Very true. There we go. You ready to talk some sports, Tiger?
You better quit playing with me. Rawr.
I thought you would be, baby. All right, guys. Thank you again for being here, everybody. Angry Faithful, welcome back. And if you haven't done so already, as much as I love to reiterate this on every episode over and over again, like a Nelly song, please hit that like, subscribe, notification, and share. So that way we stay growing together. Together is how we're going to get this done. Everything's better together, baby. Before we start off too much, make sure that everybody's staying safe down south with Milton. Yeah, somebody named a hurricane Milton. Now, I'm not going to tell you that hurricanes aren't scary. That's not what I'm saying. Hurricanes are very scary. I lived in Florida. All right, I lived in Central Florida. I lived in Orlando. Okay, much love, respect to Orlando. It's my other squad there. Magic, love the Magic. Anyway, but I think we're naming these hurricanes all wrong. I think we ought to name them on something and not, misrepresent how deadly and powerful they are. Something that's going to be more representative of what the hurricane is, like hurricane, oh shit, get some fucking help down here. Or, oh my God, we're all going to die. Or don't give them a name and just put them in a category. Hey, we got another category 5 coming down to the coast this time. All right, we got a category 4 pitch form. It could be a 5. Right now it's staying at 4 though. All right. But don't name the category, or don't name the hurricane Milton. All right. And then be like, you got to get out of town. You got to move. Milton's coming. Like, who the fuck is Milton? Like, sounds like some kid I punked in school. Like, fuck we gonna do? Play some fucking Dungeons and Dragons? Who the fuck is Milton? What? No. But everybody, please stay safe. Get to safety if you haven't already. Okay? There's a reason there's evacuation orders in place. It's to keep you from getting into harm's way and allow people to do their jobs as well. So not only does it keep you safe, but it makes it so people can keep other people safe as well. So important. Safety first down there, everybody. Much love. And anybody at any point in time is welcome to come aboard. Panel discussion is always an option, and you're more than welcome to. Just let me know, and I'll throw a link in the comments, and I'll get you on the show. No problemo. And let's start off here. The first thing, I don't know how many football games you guys have watched and have had well, you know what? Before we go there, last night the Liberty found out who they're going to be facing in the WNBA finals as the Minnesota Lynx beat the Connecticut Sun by 10. I believe it was a 10-point game, 72-82 or 78-88. I don't remember what the score was. And honestly, I don't know if a lot of people really care about the WNBA now that Caitlin Clark is not playing at the moment. So it's kind of one of those deals. And I apologize that I did not turn off my sound on my device. I am sorry. Let me see what I got here. Nothing important. All right, good. So, Lynx are going to be facing the Liberty. That series set to get underway. Let's double check. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, tomorrow, 7 p.m., the Minnesota Lynx are going to be traveling to New York to face the Liberty in the WNBA finals. So, exciting stuff there. Women's basketball, even though CC isn't in there because the Fever's not in the playoffs. She plays for the Fever. Next, let's move into baseball yesterday, where they were able to even up the series in respect to the Phillies, Mets, and the Padres and the Dodgers. So that's plus. And then, of course, the Guardians able to also even things up in way with the Tigers. They won yesterday. Tigers did. And, of course, the Royals, they won that series, knotted up. The Mets, they end up winning yesterday against the Phillies. They have a 2-1 lead. And then the Padres edged out the Dodgers yesterday, 2-1. And we'll be seeing more of them this afternoon. And that is going to be what happens right now. Game 3 in the AL has started. Guardians and Tigers 0-0, middle of the first. So the game after that, potentially elimination game, we got the Phillies and the Mets. So if Mets win this afternoon, they're one step closer to making it to the championship game there. And we'll see who they face. Then Yankees, Royals, 6:08. Royals with the opportunity to send the Yankees home. Now that the series has moved here to the Midwest, where it's the best. And then we've got the Dodgers and Padres, also a potential elimination game for the Dodgers and Showtime. So we'll see. We'll see. That game is at 8:08. So Phillies, Mets at 4, Yankees, Royals at 6, and Padres, Dodgers at 8 o'clock. And then tomorrow we've got, looks like 2 games. Guardians at the Tigers, and then the Yankees at the Royals, which, you know, depending on what happens today, we'll see. Might be elimination games too. Only time will tell. I feel about the Royals. I think that they've got a great shot at being able to take down the Yankees, and then being familiar with that AL Central as we play in it. The Guardians and the Tigers are both two teams that we know very well, as we faced them plenty of times during the course of the regular season. So that's what's going to happen there. And then basketball preseason wise, as far as games go, last night we had some action, nothing too crazy. Like I said, it's preseason, so I'm not all that critical about basketball when it comes to the preseason. And it's, just one of those deals. It's nothing personal. Yesterday he ended up getting beaten by the Hornets 111-108. Pistons fall to the Suns 105-97. The Bulls beat out the Cavaliers 116-112. The Hawks by 131-130 against the Pacers. Then we had the Clippers and Nets 115-106 in favor of the Clippers. And then tonight we've got some NBA action. Wizards Knicks at 6:30. Magic Spurs at 7. Rockets Thunder at 7. Warriors at the Kings at 9:30. And then we'll talk about tomorrow's games tomorrow. And then as far as the, off-season moves, I guess you could say, the trades, the big moves, were there really any big impactful ones? You had DeMar DeRozan signed with the Kings. I think that improves them and puts them in contention. I think it gives them a good shot to be able to push into the playoffs and at least be able to make, hey, how are you doing, Sorry, I'm old. Vengeance. I am doing well. Thank you for being a part of this. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button and be a part of the community. We're all welcome. But as I was saying, I think that is going to give them a great opportunity to start out the season in a very good, strong way. It does nothing but make their team better as opposed to some other California teams. I'm looking forward to it. I think that we could look forward to it. What else we got? As far as trades, Clay no longer with Golden State, of course, moving on down in Dallas with the Mavericks. I think that's an interesting dynamic where he's not that first or second option anymore. He's going to be that third or fourth option to get the ball. I think he's going to jive well with the rest of the guys down there in Dallas. And I think that the Mavericks, they were in the finals last year. They lost to the Celtics, just saying. But I think that all in all, it makes them better. It helps fill a need. I still think they're a little small, but I don't think they're too small not to be able to ball. What? Yeah, that's right. You best believe.
You better quit playing with me. Rawr.
I'd never do that to you, baby. And a little bit of news for you, Chiefs. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Did not mean to do that. But, yeah. I think that Dallas is going to be solid. I like Houston. I like the fact that they've got some personality on their team. They got some characters. They got a good coach. I do like the coach, even though he might come with some controversy or came with some controversy a couple years back. And that's okay. Ime Udoka is a quality individual, quality coach as far as I'm concerned, does his job. Didn't win the finals that year, but, that was that. Joe Mazzulla was able to get it done and get that 18th banner to come down from the risers once we start this regular season. And then the other Texas teams, as far as basketball goes, we got San Antonio. Victor's not going to get any worse. I don't expect him to do anything but improve as his playing career continues to develop and evolve. So nothing but a bright future ahead for Victor Wembanyama.
Don't negotiate with terrorists.
Victor's not a terrorist, and I think we're all in agreement to that. Absolutely.
That's it, boy. Get in there nice and deep like.
But never too deep. You never want to get in there too deep. Some other moves that happened, of course, New York trading Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo to the Timberwolves, and in return, Timberwolves got Karl Anthony Towns to fill that spot that Harkenstein left when he was poached by Sam Presti and the OKC Thunder, which also have acquired from the Bulls of Chicago Alex Caruso, which I feel those two guys right there might be enough to put them in a position to where they will, I would bet them to be in the top three in that Western Conference, possibly a number one seed again. Hopefully not a number one seed that gets swept again, but a number one seed all the same. I don't expect any less than top three as far as Oklahoma City goes. And then the Bulls getting Josh Giddey in return. We'll see how that works out. We'll see how that goes. We'll see what happens. There's some other teams out there. John Moran will be back full time. Zion looking good, thinning out. Looks like he's ready to play. I hope that he has a healthy season. I hope he does well. Excuse me. Got Paul George. 76ers is where he is now. In Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love by name only. I don't know if they practice anything other than the greasing of the poles, but that could just be me. I don't know. We're not sure. We'll just let it happen. Brandon Ingram down there, he's been a point of interest. We'll see what happens. Chris Paul, also San Antonio. See what happens. Interested to see what happens. I think that there's, been enough moves and enough shakeups even before any trades get talked about, before the season gets started and underway. I think there's things that are going to make this season exciting, which brings me to my next talking point in the NBA, which is enough of this LeBron Bronny stuff. All right. I don't know if you guys have heard any takes from anybody that is on your mainstream media that has found their way over to the independent media space, where individuals like myself and thousands upon thousands of others come and talk sports, talk shop, because this is kind of what we do. This is our thing. We never really had to worry about guys like Stephen A. Smith or Shannon Sharp or Gilbert Arenas or any of these other guys coming down, and now they want a piece of the YouTube action and have their own show and decide to talk sports with guys like us that were made fun of because we weren't qualified as journalists to cover sports and topics related to sports. I beg to differ. I don't know that we're any less qualified to speak on things than they are, and we do it objectively to a point, more so than they do, because we're not getting paid for this, at least not yet. And it's in our best interest to just report things objectively the way they are. And if we want to interject our own opinions subjectively about it, we can do that too. But we're not going to favor one side heavy versus the other side heavy. And as much as I hate to give it any kind of credence at all, the big story has been the second round pick, number 55, Bronny James. And I mentioned this on the show yesterday, and I will mention it again. I have not seen anything that has impressed me with Bronny in way of his play, in way of seeing him as having that it factor, that wow factor, that intangible that you can't train it, you can't teach it, you can't coach it. You either have it or you don't. I don't think he has it. I also don't think his dad has it. But I will say this about Bronny, and I'm not dissing on Bronny. I think that he's a whole lot more pleasant and likable as a human being than his dad. I'm not a fan of LeBron, but I give him credit where credit is due. He's an all-time great player in his own right, in his generation, even though he's not the greatest of his generation. Once again, my opinion, I can tell you that since 2003, when LeBron came into the league, there have been other players that have accomplished more in way of what I think matters more. That would be the hardware, the championships, okay? The things that can't get taken away from you. Scoring titles, rebound titles, assist titles, statistic-based things, those are going to get broken eventually. You can never not be a champion anymore. You know what I mean? Just like you only have one rookie year. You don't have multiple rookie years. You have one rookie year, one rookie season. And that is, the same thing in retrospect when it comes to the talking point of history. And whether it be sports history, whether it be history in general, you cannot erase history any more than you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You have to have history in order to be able to advance and develop. You've heard the saying before, those that do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. That is a fact. That is true. So when you hear these knuckleheads out here that are talking about getting rid of the 90s and forget about the 90s and the 80s and the 70s and drug dealer, dope fiends, part-time players, plumbers, you're out of your mind. And if you notice, some of the thumbnails that I upload are players that can honestly get a little bit more of a, who is that guy? What did they do? What did they accomplish? When it comes to LeBron James, the reason that there's nothing special or spectacular about him, in my opinion, partially because there's nothing special about his game, and just the way that he carries and represents himself has never been, when ESPN was pushing him hard and heavy before he was drafted, they were making him out to be just this phenom that no one's ever seen anything like this before, and that simply isn't the case, because I've seen Karl Malone play. I've seen Charles Barkley play. I've seen other players with very similar styles to LeBron that are actually more talented and get less credit than what LeBron has done. And the fact of the matter is, back to my point in history, is that you have to respect and remember history in order to not repeat it and to be able to learn from it and evolve in advance, and better things. That's just a fact. That's not me making something up. Those aren't just empty words of a word salad that makes no sense. That is, learn from your mistakes and don't repeat them. The best lessons in life that you're going to learn aren't going to be from your accomplishments. They're going to be from your shortcomings, your mistakes, your failures, and your faults, because those seem to hurt just a little bit more. And it's one of those deals to where you're going to be able to take a lot more from it and take a lot more out of it and get more back by failing and seeing where you made your mistakes, what you should have done better, and learn. No different than what I just said about history. Learn from it, don't repeat it. Very simple. Very simple. And that's kind of where we're going to move into. What do you guys think about Tom Brady and his role as an analyst, announcer, commentator, whatever you want to call him? I personally think that from where he started to where he is now, he's really done a great job. I think he's done fantastic. I really do. I think that he's really improved. I think he's got a lot more comfortable with the way that he is able to represent his knowledge of not only the position of quarterback, but of the game in general, and the way that he's able to explain things and take the time to not only give his personal opinion on things, but to have a relevant, objective look at how things are, how should I say, often overlooked or not paid attention to, simply because the sources that you sometimes get the information from might not be the most, like I said, how do I say this? It's kind of like Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp pushing this Bronny James narrative as though he's something special, and he's not. He's simply not. I don't mean to get back on this Bronny thing, but listen, there's nothing special about this kid. Forget nepotism. It's meritocracy or lack thereof. He's done nothing to be in the position that he is currently in as a professional basketball player for the Los Angeles Lakers, that has a guaranteed contract for no good reason when he's done nothing to deserve this. He's been underwhelming, and yes, preseason. That doesn't, like I said earlier, it doesn't take away from the fact that it is preseason, but you still expect something. Where's the all-time great DNA? I'm just not seeing it. I don't see it. I think that the media, the mainstream media, the Clutch Sports cartel is doing nothing but being deceptive and being dishonest, lying, and taking advantage of the fact that some people don't know any better, and depending on your age and how much basketball or sports you've watched in the past, you may only have a limited perspective on what actually is going on in sports and what an all-time great versus the greatest of all time. And I'll die on this hill, as Johnny Sauce would say. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player, in my opinion, and in many others' opinion, to ever step foot, lace up some sneakers, and play ball. No doubt in my mind. And until somebody can make a case and prove otherwise, I'm not hearing it. Sound like the Celtics. The Celtics. Who else won 8 straight championships? I'll wait. How many back-to-back championships does LeBron have? 1. How many three-peats does LeBron have? 7. Which brings me back to Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the Michael Jordan of quarterbacks. That's a fact. That is how universally understood, appreciated, and respected Michael Jordan is when it comes to his celebrity and his presence. You have to respect it. Game, recognize, game. You feel me? That's what I'm talking about. I'm looking forward to a great rest of this season and preseason as things develop. I'll keep us updated here in anything that might come up sports news related wise and hobby news related wise. And I know I got a couple other pieces of mail I have not opened yet. Oops. It's sports cards. It's sports cards. I know we were going to do mail day today, guys, but we're going to wait an extra day. We're going to go over the games tomorrow, and then we'll do mail day either tomorrow and show off some cards, or we're going to do it on no later than Friday. You have my word. I promise you, and you can trust me because I'm Russian. The reason I want to cut this episode a little bit shorter is, number one, analytics tell me certain things and I pay attention to them. And number two, I'll be able to cut up some more shorts and utilize a few of the perks that I have and that I pay for with some of the services that I utilize in order to give you guys the best experience in sports on fresh takes, perspectives, objective, subjective, and personal opinions from the heart. And if you haven't done so already, we've got an episode coming out that I was actually a part of with Mr. David Dickerman. Yesterday, I was interviewed by him, and you might learn a thing or two about me that you might not have known before. It might explain some of these tattoos even. So look forward to that when it comes out. I don't believe it has been uploaded yet, but it is soon to be. But guys, with that, Tom Brady's doing a great job announcing. He's only getting better. I feel good about everything that the Chiefs are doing. Three-peat. It's very possible. We'll just say that. I'm not going to jinx anybody. But guys, so I can cut this video up, we're going to call it good, and we're going to take you out, and we're going to say thank you, God bless, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Same bad channel, same bad place. Here's my boy.
You better quit playing with me. Rawr.